Well, you know what? I'm sitting here now, and it's July 2026, and it's literally 1 year since I left Australia. Well, you're probably wondering what's life like living abroad for a year. Well, it's on the July the 14th, 2025. We decided to leave Australia in search of a new life. Now, back home in Australia, our life for most people is that, oh, we live a great life. Well, we were surrounded by wonderful family, close friends, and we live in a lovely suburb that happened to be called Sunshine. Now, what more can you ask for? Apart from that, we both have a career that we genuinely love. My partner was thriving in the IT industry. Well, fortunately, I have a career that I'm passionate with, and I spend my day helping people overcome pain because I'm specializing in fixing muscular and neuromuscular pain. So I literally improve their quality of life. So life was very good. Yet beneath that comfortable life, we felt there's something missing. Perhaps you can say it's midlife crisis transition. Well, for us, it's not really a crisis, but it's more of a reflection of life in itself. We spent many nights asking the same question, like very difficult question, as a matter of fact, like what is the next 20 years, 30 years, or 40 years will be like? Well, we simply know that we're going to get older, we're going to slow down, and time literally going to slowly slip away. Well, that's part of the aging process that comes to all of us. Our body changes, our energy will also slow down. So these are the things that will happen. Somehow we both felt like we felt youthful within us. And we are simply not the kind of people that want to sit on a rocking chair or mow the lawn or tending to one's garden or growing a vegetable. Well, those things might come as we get much, much older. So rather than seeing that coming soon, we decided to switch up the gear and to challenge ourselves. And we want to learn more, to explore the world, and to see, or you can say, we want to see how much we're capable of growing. So, well, we pretty much decided to pack up our 2 suitcases, as a matter of fact. And we are optimistic people. So we decide we're going to explore the world with a fresh eye and an open mind. So that's how we decide to make that decision. Now, the people who know me, that I'm a very curious person, and I kind of have a very philosophical way of looking at life. And I always strive to become the best version of myself. So anyway, in 2020, and the COVID-19 pandemic comes, where you realize that you are living in a matrix. So much of what you learn are in contradiction to the truth. The lockdown and the confinement of one's decision and one's mobility is extremely affected. So, that's my personal opinion, of course. So the next few years, I was not able to work. I had to close down my clinical practice. So, and also the weekend I'm going away to do fishing, all that, and to drive down the Great Ocean Road. All this come to a halt because of the COVID-19 lockdown. Now, all of this event taking place during that time, I guess we, like every people around the world, have to make a decision. So for us, we decide to be proactive, to be a guardian of our own life destination. So when the world's going to open up, we know what we're going to do. So my ability to heal people now is taking a hold. So I pretty much have to swap it to painting the house. So what we had to do is that we pretty much have to work on our home renovation, and So thanks to my wife and her creativity mind, we were able to come up with an idea how we can reinvent our house. So on 2025, we finally completed our home renovation project. So our project required like things like I have to supervise the house restumping, and my partner and us, we have to decide what the kitchen would look like. And one day we literally have to demolish the kitchen, and that was pretty stressful on the body and pretty painful, as you can see. So once all this is done with the renovation, we pretty much spend the end of or the middle of 2025 to catch up with our family. We catch up with many special events during that time, but also one of the most important things that we decided to do was we decided to get married, and that was a wonderful experience. Like everyone out there, our marriage, the budget for the marriage was limited because we were preparing the financial to cover our year away. So I'm sorry to all my cousins and that I was not able to invite you all and all my friends. So it was a small wedding, and we were very lucky to able to find a venue that was close to our home. So our family were able to come to the wedding, and they can have a great time and they can drive home safely. So all worked well. So these are the memorable times that when I think about leaving Australia, I was able to spend time with all my loved ones. So finally, in in on the 14th of July 2025, we boarded the plane, and as always, our first destination is Koh Phangan. Now, this island is the place where we first met for between me and my partner for many years ago, and we finally got there. Now, Koh Phangan has a unique energy. It used to be known as the hippie place, and where a lot of people come to the island, and it's a beautiful island, but it's also to heal and to recharge and sometimes to reinvent yourself. This is the kind of place. Well, apart from that, after the months of hectic of departure from preparing for the house and wondering where to live when we live abroad, all this stress create a lot of ache in my body and mind, and I was exhausted by the time I get to the island. But the island is one of those special places that where you can rebuild yourself physically and mentally. We spend a lot of time walking along the beaches. We sometimes swim in the ocean there. There's many beautiful beaches in Koh Phangan, with covered rocks and shade and that. And also we enjoy the nourishing food, and also we enjoy the slow rhythm of the island life. We end up living in these peaceful bungalows that owned by our friend, and we also happen to come across a stray dog, which our friend named her Whimpers. Now this dog is very friendly. She actually prefers stroking and patting over food. She's a very affectionate dog, and she basically see us every morning and every evening, and she pretty much give us pretty good company over the 3 months that we were there, and you probably see her on this video. And apart from that, we have to say a special thanks for our friend to make it possible for us to stay in Koh Phangan in such a wonderful, peaceful place that create a lot of space for breathe and to recover from leaving Australia. We also spend a lot of night on the balcony, experiencing music, and sometimes we dance there. And at times we experience a lot of ocean breeze that blows through the bungalow. It's very nice and chill. And we also able to play music without disturbing our neighbor, because the bungalow was situated in a kind of a place where the neighbor was probably hundreds of meters away. So it was a wonderful experience. And also one of the things that often come to mind when I was in Koh Phangan was that is, how come some people who earn little and yet able to relax and live a fulfilling life, while others earn so much more but constantly under stress and chasing time? It was for the first time I asked myself this question was back in 2005 when I was backpacking in Koh Phangan. I met countless expats who would live in Koh Phangan for 2 to 5 years or even 10 years. Sometimes I asked them, what do you do? How do you make a living? And they simply say, well, we live frugally and we just get by. And it comes to my amazement that how can they do this? Like it makes me confused, but yet I myself are doing it. I actually go to Koh Phangan and I spend 3 to 4 months per year. So I would do this for several years. But years later, I often sometimes see my friend back in Australia. They are also surprised when they talk to me that I would live abroad for 3 to 4 months, despite they earn more than I do, but yet they are not capable of doing that. Now, I sometimes wonder why. Well, as I get older, the more I think I found the answer. This is my personal opinion. I think life isn't only about how much you earn. Your life is about the choice that you make, the priority you set, the courage that to design your own life instead of simply following the path that laid out by other people. I would like to say that I think this is how I would say to the best of my ability. I don't believe everything always goes according to plans in life. In fact, most of the meaningful moments in my life happen in a way I never expected it. My role is simply to commit fully to the life I want to create. The rest I leave it to the universe. There's a saying, as the saying goes, if you don't live your own life, someone else will happily tell you how to live it. So we choose our path, and this journey was only just the beginning.